Good evening all, welcome to Apex Racing TV and the European Stock Car Championship. I'm Max Simpson. I'm alongside Cody Folwer for this round of the European Stock Car Series coming from Kansas. Cody, welcome fella, good to have you back in the comms booth. Obviously the team was away last week, or last round, so we weren't able to cover Bristol, but nonetheless looked like an exciting race. Kansas, everybody having a lot of fun with the High Line out there right now. The only way to go, of course, to get any kind of time out of this circuit. Looks like it's going to be tough for them. They're all struggling.
Yeah, there's really three ways to pass here in Kansas, and that's to either bump the guy into the wall, you need to do a slide job on him, get into the corner, or really only other passing opportunity you will have is on fresh tires, jumping to the bottom and making up 3 or 4 spots and getting to the high side as quick as possible. If not, you get stuck on the bottom. It's just like Martinsville. We're basically short track racing on 1.5 miles this week.
It'll be interesting to see how these guys deal with that. Of course, tyre fall off, always the sort of the story. I think we're expecting the guys to be fairly close to one another those opening laps, but it's going to be the long run pace and whether or not they can run up the top there comfortably and safely is going to be the major thing. Looks like we've got about 15, what have we got? 17 car grid this week, and just focusing our attention before we bring up the grid. Look at the Drivers' Championship. So Martin Keppel is leading the way on 199 points for the LEMPLS racing team. That's Lit Motorsport. And yeah, he's been constantly towards the front all season long. Vit Solomon, very consistent drive all season as well, which is why he's in second place on 175. Very closely followed by Lucas Buller in third, and then Thomas in fourth. A lot of the Apex guys who come in late, they're starting to show their hand a little bit as well, working their way up. Aaron, who won last week, moved himself up to 10th place, and then there's a few others as well. I don't think Rob turned up because he hasn't only scored for the 2 rounds that he won. So, yeah, I think this championship sort of opening up a little bit with new people coming in. But of course we don't have many on the grid, which means that everybody's scoring particularly well at the minute.
Yeah, it's kind of. I really wish Rob was here today. I'd love to see where the field compared to Rob was running. I'm interested to see how Martin does in this long run, because we're going to get some long runs here, I do believe, and he's typically there on the long runs. He's not there on the short run as much, but on the long runs, Martin shows his strength for sure. He's about a 10th off of Lucas in practice, from what I could tell, and I know it's going to be a really good race between those two.
Yeah, I'm going to take a very quick look at the qualifying order as well. So, yeah, Lucas putting in a 28.564. That's fairly close, 700ths, but I've seen closer grids, I have to say. Connery Maddock in second for Apex Racing Academy, and then Martin in third place, Aaron fourth, Doug fifth, Patrick Kopp in sixth place. Just scouting through the grid now. Anyone that stands out who seems to be out of place? It doesn't seem to be. Everybody's sort of round where we expect them, I think. That's the one thing with the 30-minute open qualifier is typically the guys are going to get a lap in that's fairly consistent, and we see that week on week out that the front guys usually rise themselves up to the top. Well, it looks like we've got a few people that haven't took to the start as well. So
Aaron dropped to the rear of the field here. I'm not sure if it was a penalty from last week or something, but he's dropped to the back.
Yeah, and a few people still in, not even made it to the track. So, yeah, so from 17 we're down to 14. I hope those guys do come out. Lee Gadman, Hugo is one of those still in the pits. I don't know. Let me just have a very quick look while we're pacing. Can I get to see what the penalty board is saying very quickly? I might have missed that. no penalties on the penalty board as well. So yeah, unusual. Not sure what's going on there, but here we go then. Round number 6. The European Stock Car Championship is away. It's a great start up front. No real issues, which is kind of what we expected to see with slightly smaller grid. Lucas, though, just spreading the pack out really early. Connery was pretty quick off of the start and starting to reel in Lucas very quickly, and may even have a little run on him. Martin just finding his way. Doug Pickering looked like he went for the low line for a little bit. That didn't pay off, and he dropped back a little bit from Martin under pressure from Patrick behind him. But yeah, everyone safely through that first lap, no issues whatsoever.
No, very clean start here. Everyone trying to get to that high line. Nobody's on force it on the bottom here. They can look for the high line wherever they can get it. I will say the 17 looks a lot quicker right now. He can pull down off of turn 4 and see if he can make a good run down the straightaway. That can work sometimes, but you have to have a really good car to make that work.
Yeah, I think this is, like you say, it's going to be a interesting race here because everybody's just fighting over exactly the same bit of tarmac, and I think those that try and make a move can find themselves being freight trained back very quickly as Connery has another little look down to the inside of 3.
That's going to open up the door for Martin in the 92. He's going to get a really big run here and look to the outside. Yes, he is.
Yeah, all of a sudden from attack to defence for Connery there. So hold on to it though. Just settles back in. So Pickering just losing a little bit of time, maybe saving a bit of tyres, a bit further back. We've got Matthew Germain there, just making a move, trying to get past Christian. These guys side by side, manages to pull that off around the outside. That was nice.
I see a few guys trying to work the bottom here. I don't know if what's going on with that. You don't really see that much here. I wonder if they're actually making it work. I know you can make it work for a few laps, but you're just going to use so much tire rub, it's not worth it. We got a car off the pace here. I'm trying to figure out who that was.
Yeah, way back at the moment, it looks like Pedro Rodriguez really suffering. So
yeah,
not running. So he's sort of running, yeah, like you say, that lower line and just more of a traditional. Perhaps not used to the circuit. I mean, I have to say, if it wasn't for some other sort of drivers, I think I would just attack this as normal. I wouldn't know that the fast line was up top.
It's scary running that high line because the bottom line feels safe, but you're so slow. Like you're a second off if you're down there. The high line is just it's so much faster. You hold so much more speed up there. There's just no room for error. And speaking of error, there is a huge bump between turns 1 and 2. If you hit it just right, your car will be all out of shape. It'll go crazy with you. Well, no matter what setup you got in it.
Top 3 really coming together now and starting to pull themselves away too. So, oh, is that a wreck a bit further back? I see. I think it might be Chris. No, Patrick. Yeah, Patrick having some issues. Self spin, I think. Let's take a quick look at that back on replay. No caution. He's way down and off the apron. Just see what happened. He was starting to reel back in Pickering for a little bit there.
Yeah, he got down there on that seam between the 2 different grooves, and if you got a loose car, you can't really do that. It's better to have a tight car and hook that seam. It'll help your car turn. If your car is loose, it's going to get you really loose, especially on older tires.
Yeah, just a self spin, nothing there, and yeah, just dragged that brake, held it down low, no issues. Killed him. He's what was that, about 14-15 seconds back, so hurt him big time.
Lucas did a really good job holding off Connery Maddock, but I will say Connery looks a lot faster, and you don't look he's trying as hard to be fast either. You see Lucas going all the way to the wall, inches from the wall, every corner. Eventually, he's going to run out of room doing that.
We've had a caution, and I'm not entirely sure what it was for. We were too busy looking at the replay on air. It
I believe
wasn't
it
for
came. I believe it
for
came
that.
out for the. Yeah, it came out for the self spin. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
I've
it did.
looked
Oh,
around.
okay. I thought for a
I
minute it
couldn't
was going to
find
stay
nothing.
off. It looked like he was out of the way, but it must have come out quite late. So, that's unfortunate. Talking about this battle on pit road. Who's going to get it?
Man, that was close between the 07 and the 37. They almost hit getting into pit stalls.
Not sure what Rodriguez is doing as well. He was really waiting coming out of that box. Oh, I think Connery might have just got that there.
I think he did.
That was so close.
Oh, it was very close. He didn't get him, but that was a really good stop for him. Oh, I think we should have a new leader actually. I don't know if iRacing's gonna score it right, but according to my pit exit camera,
That's
Connor got him.
That's the one I was looking at as well. Exactly the same camera, and it just looked like he was a hair ahead. So, yeah, I think he can feel put out a little bit by that one. So, that's a long old race, 167 laps as well. So, with a small field, I think this race will tick by pretty quickly once we get going as well. So, it's just depends how many more of those we get once the drivers get used to the track conditions out there. It should really start to sort of tick those laps by very, very quickly.
Yeah, I prefer a smaller field with this. To be honest, I tend to feel like there's more racing going on.
The one good thing you get with fields sort of this size as well is you tend to all know each other quite well, so you know you have a bit of fun with it as well.
Yeah.
These guys, of course, been racing sort of 5-6 weeks now, and some the season before. So
Interesting to see if Connery lets him get going here on the start like he did last time. If it's me, I try and roll it a little bit. Stay on his left rear tire, or right rear tire, I mean. Just kind of roll just a little bit, and as soon as he goes, you go, and you may be able to beat him off one. If I'm Lucas, I go early as possible. As soon as that pace car starts to turn down, I go, because he wants that high lane. He's not want to any kind of restart.
yeah, exactly. You can get up alongside him coming out of there. You know, there's a chance you just might be able to cover him off. Yeah, everybody formed up now as well. Pace car lights are out, so we will be going this time by. I am. The low line looks very racy right now as well, doesn't it? They look like they're ready to go.
Yeah, definitely. But I hope we get a long run here. I want to see what Connery can do on the long run. 18 was really quick at the beginning, but I think after about 3 or 4 laps, he turns a little bit off of his tires, and Connery really picked it up some.
I know Connery hasn't been around for too long on the service as well, so. But talking to a couple of the guys, he's showing great form so far. So yeah, good to see another up-and-coming driver. Pace car ducks in. Lucas doesn't floor it straight away. He does wait just a little bit. Now he goes, gets a great run actually, and Connery just ducks down straight behind him in the end.
Oh, his car turn. Really good start for the 41 of Aaron. He went to the middle there and made a 3 or 4 spot.
Get into the wall. Really sure what happened to Doug. Yeah, 37 got down low, and it looks like Doug tries to squeeze in behind, and there's just not enough room, and gets himself spun. Oh, just sort of grazes the wall. He should be okay. I don't think he'll get any damage off of that, but that's
Yeah,
pushed him all the way to the back.
it may have pushed in that left rear just a little. No, right rear. Sorry, right rear just a little bit, but not much at all. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna hurt him.
Just as we said on the last caution, we hope this race will tick by really quickly.
Yeah, it's not going that way.
It's not going to at this this pace, so hope for a good restart. Should hopefully be joined by Matt and Raul later on. I was surprised Raul didn't want to have a jump in and have a play on this one.
Yeah, I thought he was going. He's going to. He loves Kansas.
How is the obviously the new aero model and everything else like that now that everybody's sort of found their feet with it? How are you getting on with it?
I honestly didn't like it at all when it first came out. I thought it had just added weight and it wasn't handling very well. Now that I've gotten more used to it, I really like how it drops off on time and stuff. It makes it a lot of fun. If you're really good at saving your car and just being real easy with the throttle, you can make some really good headway late in these runs. And pit strategies is a premium now. Before, every time it was run your tank dry because your times didn't fall off enough. If you pitted early, you could make up time, but the chances were a caution was going to come out. Now, you get on a long run, you can short pit, back out, and have a huge lead because we're seeing a lot of green flag pit stops now. Really enjoy it.
I think that's what we've wanted for quite some time. Even like, just think sort of 2-3 years back when I used to run the ovals a bit more, especially in the stock car, and yeah, like you say, you couldn't really do anything, especially not in the official series as well. So there was always some sort of yellow flag being thrown just at the wrong time.
Yeah, it's funny because it's a lot harder to drive now, but I feel like we don't have as many cautions because of how hard it is to drive. Everyone is trying to just keep their car from wrecking. They're not diving it off in there trying to pass someone every lap.
Yeah,
they're waiting on their better opportunities.
Yeah, their focus is more on actually what the car's doing, isn't it, rather than the person so much ahead of them. So
yeah, and that makes for a lot better racing, I think.
everybody that actually started the race is still in the race, so no one's made heavy contact with walls or anything like that. We've had 2 cautions now. I think, just need to be a little bit more patient on this restart and we'll be okay. The first one was great.
Yeah, just a little bit of damage on the right front of 31 of Patrick Cobb, and a little bit of damage on the right rear of Doug Pickering. That's about all we got for the race so far. Nobody's had any kind of big collisions, just spins. Nothing big.
Everybody really packing right up now. Lucas leaving a little bit more of a gap to the pace car this time as well. Maybe planning to go just a bit earlier. Not, a little bit earlier, not much. Gets away though, he gets clear. Connery just doesn't seem to be anticipating that at all well at the moment, and fortunately neither did the man just behind our leader as well. I think that was Christian, was it? So, but they're almost 3 abreast further back, trying to work themselves out. Aaron obviously had a great restart the last time, and is looking to move up and move forward, and yeah, does that, will bleed up high and should be able to take that. It's got enough of a gap to hold on to it as well.
Yeah, Aaron started this race shotgun to the field in last place, and he's worked his way all the way to the 4th now. I'd like to see how he's going to be once he gets to the leaders. He's made Swiss cheese out of the field so far today.
Everybody up top, apart from this is Matthew and Clyde. Matthew dropped way down as well, had his problems, but straight around the outside of Clyde Whiting, moves himself up into 6th place. Once again, Connery closing in on Lucas. Like I say, it's whether or not the long run pace is going to be there. It does look like he's got a little something, but so difficult to overtake. It's just not quite getting that drive off the corner.
Yeah, that it's really hard to pass here, like I said. He scared me. That 18 scares me every time he miss that wall like that. I really like where the 17 runs, a little bit off the wall. Especially in turns 1, that bump is what really scares me.
Yeah, it's so easy just to skip a little bit, and that's you in the wall.
And you're not going to get a ton of damage from hitting the wall because you're so close to it. You're not going to hit it hard. What's going to happen is you're going to get the wall, and it's going to just grab you and slow you down so much. Down scare the 17 or Martin or anyone like that. Maybe they can't pull the car off the wall in time and they get in the back of it. That happens so much here. It's when one car in front of you gets the wall, and there's nowhere for you to go. You're just right in the back of them.
Yeah, I've been there and done that. I think in a B race, exactly the same. These two look like they're pretty much holding station. Gonna have a quick look further back. So Steve Barsby and Gomez here having a little battle. They've got ahead of them Luigi as well. See Luigi back in the car, closing in on Christian right now. Got to run. Not sure he's going to be able to do too much with it. Christian sort of taking a lane down. Luigi should get the run out of the corner. Oh, he's into the wall. Exactly what you were saying. Just blows him down a little bit. That was coming out of 4th. Barsby decides not to do anything, just sort of settles in behind Doug Pickering, trying to work his way up as well, just tucked in behind these guys. As Barsby goes for a move. Oh, and he's lost it big time. I think he saved it.
Wow, that was a really good job saving that car. I was just about to brag on him and say he's working at middle lane very good.
Yeah, and that was Gomez, sorry, that lost it. My bad on that one. But back towards the front. They're 0.1 between them at the moment. Oh, very close to the wall for both of them. And Connery gets a run, so... Oh, jeez, I thought Lucas was going to lose it there for a minute. All out of shape going through the straight. And just about holds on to it. Must have cooked his tyres there coming off of 3 and 4. Just had no drive, was just skating all over the place. And what's worse for him as well, it's only going to take a couple of laps, and I think Aaron's going to be right on his tail. Fastest man out there the last time by as well, so with a 129.5. So, yeah. Yeah, all of a sudden Martin seems to be dropping off to 29.9. That was a 30.0 this lap as well, so he's just falling further and further back. So that long run pace that we were hoping to see doesn't seem to be there this week.
Yeah, he don't seem to have it this week for sure. One car who does have it though is Eric Maspero. He's running really fast off turn 4. He's going to be outside of 18 for second right now.
Yeah, and we just saw Doug Pickering working his way around Luigi as well. That was a done and dusted move. Oh, Aaron very close to the wall there. Lucas decided to go a little bit lower. He hasn't got the drive off the corner, so move is done and dusted. What you got now is you've got an Apex Academy driver being chased down by the main team. Sure, that's the wrong way around.
And for the past few weeks of us, our past few times of doing this broadcast, we know those Apex guys are fast. They have really good setups under them. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a new leader here very soon.
Yeah, knowing how the academy and everything works, though, is they will have the same setup, so should be a straight-on fight. Driver v driver. All of us, they're absolutely flying away from Lucas as well. So you're right, that long run pace just seems to be where everybody's struggling. We kind of alluded to that a little bit at the start of the broadcast as well. That's really where it kick in. There's great fight going on further back as well. So this is for 10th, 11th, 12th and 13th. You could throw a sheet over him at the moment, thinking about 3 wide coming off of 2.
I believe we'll have a fight for the lead here coming off turn 2. Aaron is just so much faster into the corner, and I don't know if Sabres going to throw much of a fight here. I don't think he can, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't think they'll fight to each other too aggressively.
Caution is out right now. We gotta
Steve Barsby must be around. Yeah, it is. Issues. Just catch up with him as he's crossing the start-finish line. Let's take a look back and see what that was all about.
Yeah, he's got heavy damage. He's just trying to drive it off the bottom, switch lanes, and when he came up a little bit off the bottom lane, that transition got him loose and went sliding through the infield, back onto the track, and the wall with the right rear.
Yeah, and then turned him into the front as well, so gonna take some time to get that bumped out. Looked like the car was tracking straight, which is usually a good sign at least. Was a heavy hit though.
Yeah, and you gotta wonder if there's any kind of engine damage there. Anytime you hit with that right front, the way you smacked it, iRacing likes to give you some engine damage from that.
I think we've seen that in previous rounds as well. It was like, the temperatures just build and build and build, and all of a sudden they let go.
Yeah, we have seen that a lot this year, haven't we? Just frame damage, you don't get the airflow like you need, and we have issues.
See what the front two do. Both got into the boxes pretty well. This is going to be close off. I think Aaron was perhaps a bit disappointed. He wanted that a few more laps. He had Connery in his sight, and Connery gets a great pit stop. Those two are out miles ahead of anybody else.
Hey, Connery's done really well getting off the road. I'm not sure what Lucas was doing. They dropped him down to go, and he just didn't go. He waited for 3 or 4 seconds before he ever left his pit stop. He probably cost him 3 spots there.
Yeah, all the way down,
Really,
all the way down to 5th. I mean, Christian got a great stop in the 37 car there. Just he was way back. So yeah, he'll take that. Having a look at the time, it was a 14.3 stop. So that was the quickest stop we had this time. So half a second quicker than Aaron. When you take a look at Lucas's 16.3, so slow stop as well, and he, like you say, he took a while to get going.
yeah, that was a really slow stop for those guys.
Barsby's still in the pits, obviously trying to get some of that repair done. I hope that doesn't mean he's going to be out. I don't want to see him go too many laps down. We're need the cars on the track. His car's coming round. Is he going to get himself out and stay on that lap? I don't think he is. I think he's staying in. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, with that much damage, though, I think he was better going a lap down, just try and stay out. Well, lots off on the pace car will be the one to go. Well, this is the first time we've not had a leader call Lucas on a restart. How do you think it's going to go?
I think these guys will work together at the start, so hopefully should be no issues. They'll try and obviously jump away, but I don't think they'll be too worried about the cars behind. They've shown that they've definitely got the long run pace already over them. They just need to be patient at the start. So I think we'll see a counted start, but nonetheless. Right, here we go, and exactly that, you see them just get going exactly the same time. What that has done is meant that Aaron's up top. Is he going to get squeezed out? He does.
He's down to the bottom. He's going to clear him off turn 2 if he can. Oh, never mind. 17.5 back on the outside. He had a great run. If he could have stayed full throttle, he would have cleared him.
Yeah, good job by Connery there to hold on to that. Pickering also up and into 3rd place as well, so he had a hell of a restart. So I'd like to have seen that one back. So that would have been 2 or 3 spots that he picked up there. So that makes an apex 1, 2, 3. Christian into the wall. Wasn't too bad, but did slow his momentum down. That might let Clyde Whiting just clear him. Oh, has just still got enough speed. Dives down into 3. Got that move done actually, pulls up ahead of a Christian, so I was surprised to see him be able to maintain the speed down there on that low line. Wonder if Christian's little snag with the wall has just affected him because he's lost another place. Lucas fighting his way back up.
Yeah, that pit stop really hurt Lucas a lot.
Yeah, I really don't know what that was. Where it certainly wasn't a slow like a stop-go penalty or anything like that, because it had been held for much longer. So yeah, strange. Getting a good run on Clyde though this time. I think he's going to maybe going for something. Clyde not using the very, very high line as well, just coming down a lane
Yeah, I think
earlier.
give Aaron the high side off turn 4. He's going to take it. He'll have to prefer line to 1. He should get the spot pretty easily.
Yeah, literally, you can just see the extra momentum he's able to carry out there. Clears him very nicely. Connery pulling away from Aaron right now.
Yeah, Connery uses a lot of his car up in the first run compared to what Aaron's doing. Or could be that Aaron there's no reason for Aaron to push it, and he's just going to let him pull away for a while and go fight back at the end of this race.
Yeah, I mean, they're clearly faster than anybody else out there at the moment. The only other driver you would think would be able to challenge them would be Pickering, but he seems to be struggling compared to his teammates right now. So much so that Lucas got a run and clears him. He's going to have to complete it through turn 1 and 2, though. You can see the extra line, the advantage of that higher line as Pickering gets a run, but gets that door cut firmly on his face down that back straight.
I think Doug let him have it there. I feel like Doug could have pulled back to his outside if he wanted to. And it looked like Doug just let off and just let him pull up in front. Guess he figured that Lucas is faster. Just let him go. Come back and fight him another day.
Yeah, exactly.
Lucas grazed the wall there.
Well, you got to find margins this track, isn't it? So, up top is the best. So, and I'm guessing the high line really is the best because the people watching this who probably don't know, never done any kind of stock car racing before. Obviously, it's a European-based series, so yeah, unusual to see it on at this sort of time. So, my understanding is the high line up there is best because of the camber in the circuit up the top there. Yeah,
see, when they repaved Kansas 5 or so years ago, when they repaved it, they done what's called progressive banking. The lower lane is at I think 20. It's a smaller degree of banking, and at the top of the track is the highest degree of banking. So the track actually has way more banking at the top than it does at the bottom, and that causes you just to be able to run so much more speed. You got so much more to hold the car there.
Of course, that should really ramp up the racing. But we don't see, unfortunately, we don't see the lines here, do we? Don't see the just that single file. How's it compared to, what we see in the real life series? I guess multi-groove all the way. I think looking at this circuit.
Yeah, the multi-groove racing, it works really well in real life here in Kansas. The reason it don't work on iRacing is because iRacing done their scans, their modeling right when this track was paved. It had no weathering done to it, so we have basically a brand new track on iRacing. And when you do that, there's just so much grip. Like the bottom lane, it don't have quite as much as the high lane, so you can't run that. It's kind of how we had the low line for all the other tracks. Well, the high line is that way here.
Hopefully, when this dynamic track surface and new version 7 tyre comes out, we'll see that just improve a little bit more. I'm watching the leaders right now because it looked like Aaron was closing in, but I need to pay my attention a bit further back because there's a good 3-car squabble going on out there, and Martin gets very, very close to Christian for a moment and just decides to give him a little bit of room. Of course, he's got a championship to worry about, so he doesn't want to get a DNF or anything like that, and moves himself up and into 8th place. He's got Patrick Kopp ahead of him now, and they all of a sudden start to separate out. So let's jump back to the lead battle. These guys.
Matthew St. Bert, he caught the wall pretty good getting off turn 4 there, and almost wrecked in front of everyone.
to look, see if he... there's an overtake going on as well. And that's Martin moving himself up, is it? It's not going to be straightforward. Oh, it's struggling to get the power down there. You see the advantage that you get from the alternate line, and then further back as well, you've got Matthew trying to fight back after he lost a little bit of ground and momentum earlier on.
Yeah, as you see, the best way to set these passes up, I think, is get right up on their bumper. If you can get within a foot of their rear bumper going down their back straightaway or the front straightaway, you can get off into turn one and dive it low and slide all the way to the wall and just block that high lane. They may pull under you, but they probably will not be able to clear you. You'll get the preferred lane going into the next corner and make the pass that way.
We just missed as well. Aaron just got himself back through. Let's take a little replay. I say back through to the lead for the first time. Look, see exactly how he did that. So I think this is going to be almost kind of what you were saying. It's just round the outside now. So it's got that preferred groove. And actually, as the camera changed, Connery just let him have it. So decided it just wasn't worth it. They were pulling away out quick enough from the chasing pack to not worry about squabbling with each other.
Yeah, he just decided it was not even worth trying to race for it. Once Aaron got to the outside, Aaron was just so much faster.
Clyde Whiting closing back in on Doug Pickering as well. So Doug having some issues out there right now.
It'd be a really cool ending to this race if we could get about a caution with 20 to go. Because I feel like Connery is a little faster for the first, 10 to 15 laps, and Aaron really comes on good after 15 laps. It would make for a really good race at the end.
Yeah, still just watching this battle. Clyde looks like he's got good pace in that car, but just doesn't seem comfortable running quite as close to the wall as Doug. And so Doug, every time he needs to, he gets a really good exit off and makes it very, very difficult for Clyde. Clyde again, just down a groove.
Yeah, and to me, from the line that he's running, Clyde, that is, I think he's got a loose car. And when he gets close to that wall, he's just getting too loose. He's trying to hold it down there a little bit lower. That way he don't have to turn a lower line doesn't affect you quite as much as running it high when you're loose, just for whatever reason.
Now, of course, we got he's dropping back 9/10 of a second. So, yeah, had a good run all of a sudden for a moment, but yeah, Doug fighting back, and actually Doug really picked up the pace the last time, a little bit quicker than Connery out there, and actually the second quickest driver out on the track. So, Aaron really pulling away now at the front, 2.3 seconds. I think it'll be close to when they cross the start-finish line. It was only 1.7 last time, so really struggling. Yeah, 2.274, so bad. But still pulling away from Lucas in third place, so yeah. I think this goes back to what you were saying earlier on about managing your tyres. Doug really didn't go at it really heavily, tried to manage his rubber the best he possibly could, and he's actually closing back in on Lucas ahead of him as well now.
Yeah, that line Lucas is running, it's not as fast of a line unless you're driving the car way hard. And if you're driving it that hard, then you're going to just burn off a tire. So either way, it's just not going to be good for him. I don't like that line he's running. I like the line he ran the first part of the race where he was right against the wall. It's scary, but it's faster. He's running now as a line off the wall, maybe two lines off the wall, and that's where Doug's beating him, especially off the corner. He really pulls the car down for whatever reason off the corner and kills his momentum. It just binds the car up just enough where you don't get that run.
Doug edging closer, 30.8 for Doug, 31.0 for Lucas. So I think a couple more laps, we're going to see these two going side by side. That 4-5 car battle that we were watching earlier on, still there or thereabouts going on. A bit further back, that's 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th. Sorry, 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. They're all separated by about 0.4 of a second right now, so little spread going there. Maybe we'll see them bunch back up in a bit as wear starts to kick in. But nothing really standing out for us now, mate.
No, not really.
62 of 167, so long way to go. When did everybody pit last? What sort of fuel mileage were we expecting to see? Maybe we'll see some green stops, people going with some alternative strategies.
We're working on around 27 laps on this tank of fuel right here.
And just looks like Doug's almost had sort of the brakes put on a little bit, although he just gets a great run there. Thought he got up to him and then just wasn't able to do anything with it, but I'll take that back. Like I say, this turn one where Lucas slips down, as he's just about to do, that's really Doug's opportunity just to drive it hard around the outside, try and get that momentum off, maintain that high line. You see, just way more confident as well going into to 3 there. Doug able to carry so much more speed. That gap just closed up even more. Oh, nearly a mistake as well. I think that was super close to getting in the wall for Lucas. I think that's maybe why he's giving it a bit of a wide berth.
When Doug gets close to Lucas, Lucas runs the good line and he pulls away. And when he gets a little bit of a gap, he starts pulling it off the wall.
Yeah, it's perhaps thinking about just a little bit of safety first. Of course, it's just important for Lucas to have a good run as well. I mean, he's sat there in 7th place in the championship. He missed a couple of races. No, he hasn't. Sorry.
Doug's going to take a look here at the low line off of turn 2 to see if he can pass Lucas.
Yeah, back marker involved.
We'll see what he does in the 3 here. He might try and dive it off in there. No, he's just going to stay in the middle. And he's going to make it work. He cleared him. Now that he's in front of Lucas, I expect him to pull away by a lot.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Doug was being held up almost there on that, just having to check up and run that same sort of pace, and he wasn't able to get much of a drive off the corner, so that's why it took him a few laps. And in the end, he realised he can just throw it in there and run a slightly quicker line. Quicker speed even on the lower line.
Doug, surprisingly, he's got a really fast car, but he don't drive it very hard. He's really methodical about his lines and the way he runs his car.
Yeah, marginally, only a fraction, slower than Connery that lap as well, after clearing Lucas. So yeah, he's definitely got something in it. Just I wonder if he's just maintained those tyres and he's going to try and come back at his teammates ahead of him now.
Connery had a big moment off turn 4 just now. He got sideways. He almost spun it. He had to get on the brakes hard to save it. He went down to almost 100 miles per hour. Give up a lot of time.
Taking a quick look at that on replay now. Oh yeah, you can see him just getting a little out of shape halfway through the corner and all sorts of sideways. Well saved in the end. 32.4 it was that lap as well, so cost him dearly.
Yeah, we're getting all the way up to 200 plus miles per hour heading off into turn 1, and going all the way down to 160 in the corners. That's a big change in speed. Looks like we got Aaron coming to pit road here.
Yeah, I thought I was just watching Connery. I thought perhaps he was going to do the same as well, because he just looked for a minute as if he was going to drift down, but decided better of it. So goes one more. Anybody else coming in? I think we've got a few more people in as well. Yeah, they've all sort of jumped in. They heard the call that the leader was in, thought, well, this sounds like a good enough time for me, and has jumped in as well. So Connery will lose a little bit of time. He'll want to jump in as quickly as possible. Goes through. Doug Pickering stays out. Pickering, who has looked after his tyres, it's fair to say. Not going to help him now though, because the guys will come out on that fresh rubber and they'll just be so much quicker. So even though he saved it so well, hurt him in the long run.
In now. Got Matthew St. Germain on the pit road, and Doug Pickering is also coming to pit road.
Yeah, Connery is away.
We're seeing a huge drop off in times here.
Pickering in, like you said. Where is Connery compared to Aaron? He's about 6-7 seconds back, which is about where he was before he pitted, so he hasn't lost too much more.
So it looks like we're dropping off right around 2 seconds, 3 seconds, which is a lot for a freshly paved racetrack.
Yeah, huge amount. So I think that, the tyre wear has been. I mean, I'm of the opinion that the tyres don't wear. It's the heat that is the tyre curing that seems to be giving us all the tyre fall off right now, and actually the tyre needs to be less sensitive and have more wear. So.
Either I'm okay with it. As long as we have fall off. I know there for a while we didn't have no fall off. I hated it.
I mean, to be fair, it was exactly the same on the roadside. So we would do 100% race distance, and we wouldn't even take a single set of tires, because it was actually slower to take fresh tires. Not because of the pit stop time or anything like that, because that didn't really matter, because fuel was the same. But actually, the tires were slower the newer they were.
Yeah. Roads like that for just whatever reason.
Yeah, it was a bit freaky back then, and I'm glad they at least fixed that part of it now. So, but yeah, I think if they can get rid of the sensitivity to the heat, because it's just way over the top at the minute, that'll be and just ramp up the wear a little bit more. I think that'll be we'll be all very happy sim racers.
Yeah.
Just looking back, Pickering and Lucas again. So Lucas jumped in a little bit earlier and got that run on Pickering. Both drivers just drive past Luigi, who still hasn't pitted, like he's standing still out there right now. And so up to 5th and 6th. Who else have we not had in the pits? Is it Patrick and Christian? They're still trundling around in the 31s and 32s. So yet to stop. Aaron's 18 seconds back from those guys, so it's going to take him a little while to catch up and get by them. And by a little while, I mean about 8 laps. I think Raul had the right idea tonight, mate, with this one.
Well, he re-
Oh, I was about to say there's a little bit of something going on further back, but it's just Luigi still trying to wrestle his car on these old tyres, while everybody else on their fresh rubber just screams past him. I think it's
he's,
time to bring it into the pits, my friend.
yeah, he's just getting.
Oh, it goes for another one. Oh, who was that trying to go around him? I think that was Gomez. Into the wall. It wasn't
Pedro
Gomez.
Rodriguez.
Yeah, it was
68.
Pedro. He's a couple of laps down actually, but into the wall heavy.
Christian Berg making an unscheduled pit stop here. I wonder if he hit the wall or something. It looks like he has hit the wall.
Who was that? Sorry.
Christian Berg?
Oh yeah, Christian. No, he just he stayed out really late, didn't he? That was the thing.
Yeah, he was a faster car too. I don't. It's not going to pay off at all for him.
No, he's got a bit of damage, unless he's trying to go for one less stop and he's anticipating green flag running all the way from here. That's the only reason why I could see somebody wanting to stay out if he's got the calculations there and he's thinking that. But otherwise, it's just killed him big time because he's a lap down and in 11th place, where he was on the lead lap and quite comfortably firing up the front.
Yeah, he's a lap and a half down because.
Just lost you there for a second.
Oh, he's not going to make up a lap and a half off of these guys. It's not going to be that much of a difference.
Yeah, still too far to go as well. He'll lose even more time. What's he doing right now? So it was a 30.4 last time by, so still not that great. He has got a bit of damage on the right hand side, so I wonder if that's affecting him a little bit. But yeah, not good for him right now. Lucas and Doug still continuing their battle. Clyde Whiting's joined in on it as well, and Clyde's got a lapped car behind him, so nothing to worry about there. Efficient Jermaine lining up Luigi, who still hasn't pitted. The guy's on a mission. And yeah, job done and around the outside. Got the leaders coming through on those as well right now. Connery just working his way through. He's 8.2 seconds back from Aaron now as well, and Patrick Kopp into the pits as well. So Patrick's had a few stops already, and yeah, this is going to put him a lap down. Clyde Whiting still trying his best to close in on Pickering. Pickering lost a little bit of ground the last time by to Lucas as well, so those three starting to separate. We saw actually earlier on that Lucas is able to run pretty decent, and then Doug's just able to reel him back in, so I fully expect towards the end of this stint Doug will do the same again. Get into the box a lap or two sooner so that he can stay ahead this time. We jump on board as well. In fact, I'm going to jump on board with our leader as he's just coming across start finish line. You just see him using that groove, staying in the top lane all the way around turn 1s and 2. Just himself a little bit of a buffer zone to the wall. He's not running as close as what we have seen him, but yeah, he looks very confident. Car looks good. He's not working it too hard either. Got back marker ahead. Oh, he gets into the wall right in front of him. That's not what you want to see. He was alive to that as well. Just shoots himself down low, gets by, but yeah, they've had a little moment in the car, I tell you.
Yeah, that was big. That could have been really big, especially knowing what these cars are. If you hit the wall like that, it can send you down the track sideways. That would have been right in front of there.
You can see that he lost half a second that lap as well, just getting out of it. So, show how much of an effect it had. And while we were watching that as well, Pickering managed to get himself past Lucas. So that's yeah, dug back up to third place.
I'll be right back.
No problem. Everything all of a sudden separated. Whiting not able to close back in on Lucas. Take a look at the top 10. Looks like we've got Luigi into the pits as well. You can just about see him being set back down. Finally does that pit stop, so lost so much time. He's 2 laps down now. Really stayed out far too long. Quite a margin between Matthew here as well, and Gomez ahead of him. Field really starting to separate out. At 94 of 167, said earlier on that it might start to pick up if we have some green flag runs, and it's done exactly that. At this rate, we'll done fairly quickly. Alberg as well, on those fresh tyres, starting to run in as well. He's some 1.5 seconds quicker than Matthew ahead of him, so fully expecting to make light work here. Take a look at the difference coming off the corner. You can just see the extra momentum that he's carrying. Runs up top, uses the draft. Just needs to be careful not to hit him through turn 1 and 2. Brings it down low, and in fact Matthew does exactly the same. If Christian stays high this time. No, he still wants to try and get that run lower. He does get a good run this time. He is side by side. Not got the optimal line through 1 and 2, but he's able just to slide back up in front of him and give a lot of dirty air there to Matthew. Finishes that move off, moves himself up, and that is now 8th place for him.
I'm back.
All sorted?
Yeah, my mom fell on the steps.
Oh god.
Didn't really have time to type that one out.
No. Alright, Patrick Klopp also closing in on Matthew now as well, so we know these guys pitted very, very late, so showing good pace right now in the 30s, while Matthew's in the 32s. So Lucas still running in the 30s. The front 4 actually are the only ones really able to maintain the pace on the older tyres, so those guys are doing a great job. Managed to find something that's holding on to the tyres.
Yeah, and I believe that comes from the shot package more than anything.
Oh, and back to 14 cars on the track as well, which is always good to see. Steve Barsby, he had a whopping 15 minutes worth of repairs, so I'm not surprised that he didn't try and jump out and and get them done and stay on the lap. All makes sense now.
Yeah, it must have been like I thought. When you hit that wall right up front, it probably damaged the engine a little bit.
Yeah. Starting to see some large separation now from everybody as well. No real battles going on out there, so it's just a case of lapped cars either unlapping themselves, the fresh rubber, or others going another lap down. Luigi on that fresh rubber, trying to trying to unlap. I think that's Christian ahead of him. Christian actually just tags the wall there as well, so certainly not going to be the best exit. This is Luigi's best opportunity to do that.
Oh, Aaron got the wall just now, and it wasn't a hard hit, but it was one of those hits where he kind of stuck it in there. May affect the toe a little bit.
Taking a quick look at that back on replay. Where was that? Through 3 and 4?
Turns 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
I'm not seeing much damage on his car.
Yeah, here we go then. Just up on screen now. Oh, you're right. Just took a load of momentum in there, didn't he? And just yeah, it wasn't a hard hit at all, but it was enough to slow him down. I mean, he run a 31.5. So yeah, a bit slower, but only lost 4 tenths to Connery, so managed to get it out of there pretty quickly. It's like you were saying earlier on. Sometimes it just can suck you in, and you can't get off of it, and you lose even more than that. So yeah, good job to limit that.
Yeah, if you're going to hit the wall, you prefer for like a glancing blow. You really don't want it to stick like that. That's such a scary one to stick. You're scared to pull it off the wall because it could spin.
Watching Martin closing in on Clyde Whiting right now as well. We haven't really seen too much of Martin all night long, so he hasn't pitted, but seems to have really good pace at the moment. He's not too far off the leaders. He's just yeah, just not really had it at the start of the stints. Ten seconds is a margin. How many laps did we see for the last green flag stint?
Well, I think it was around 30, and we were about 30 laps into this run, so Aaron's going to be pitting.
Oh, there we go. Was wondering. Yeah, Connery went 1 lap longer, and Doug went a couple, didn't he, last time as well? I think it's important for. I mean, Doug has got a pretty decent lead, but Lucas has pitted in quite a bit ago as well. So I think Doug. Oh, who was that in the background? I think that might actually have been Connery. I think it might well have been Connery coming into the pits. Yeah, just got himself all out of shape, but still manages to get it slowed down in time. But yeah, I think Doug needs to get himself in a bit earlier this time, otherwise he's going to have to do all that hard work of getting past Lucas once again.
There may be a speeding penalty coming for Connery. He hit the line at 60 miles an hour, got it down to 40. I don't know if that was enough for a drop off of speed to help him. We'll see here.
Pickering decides to pit just a lap after his teammate as well, so not quite as long. See where he's going to come out compared to Lucas. Lucas just going down the back straight now. Pickering's away, so I would say that was pretty comfortable actually this time.
I guess Aaron must be okay on the pit penalty.
Yeah, and Connery as well. He didn't have to wait, did he, at all? So no issues.
He gave it his all going on the pit road, though. He made up a lot of time. Well, he didn't make up a lot of time, but he possibly could have.
Certainly a lot quicker pit stop time as well. It's 14.5 compared to 16 seconds for Aaron. So 1.5 seconds is a lot to lose in the pits.
Aaron's down to 7 seconds lead here. Clyde staying out again.
Clyde just drifting up to the wall, very, very close, keeps it out of it though. And I think this is just the kind of race that Clyde wants, just nice and consistent, not worry too much. He's in 9th place in the championship right now. He's going to get a good, strong result here this week if he can keep it pointing forward. And it's just going to move him up in the championship a little bit more. He's only 4 points behind Christian, who is ahead of him. He's got quite a way to catch up to the likes of Lucas and Luis Rodriguez, and Luigi's there as well on 155 points. So there's I think he'll be happy with this, and just to make sure that he finishes strongly.
I believe if Matthew St. Germain would run the fast lane, I think he's got a decent car under him. He's running the middle lane. He's a little slower, but he's running the middle lane every time. He's never going high. I wish he'd run high so we could see what he had.
Yeah, Matthew obviously part of that team with Martin and it's just Martin, isn't it, actually out there today? Just the two of them in the LEM PLS Lip Motorsport machines. Patrick Kopp, obviously one of those to pit very, very late the last time, still just circulating around there at the moment. Finds himself in 4th place. Only going to go backwards from here. By White, and still staying out, but does drop down to 2nd place as Aaron goes past him at quite a speed difference there, 2.3 seconds that lap. Right, I think everybody's done their pits. What we're going to do is go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be back just for the final laps of this race. Won't be a moment. Welcome back to Apex Racing TV. Alex Simpson, Cody Folwer for the final laps of the 5th round of the European Stock Car Championship here from Kansas. Just to have a recap, we have everybody still running from the start of this race, which is definitely a positive, I'd have to say, Cody.
Yeah, we've not had anything go wrong in a while. As I say that, Hugo gets his connection drops.
Well, he's only the admin, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to run riot now. You know what I mean?
That's what they said. That's exactly what they said in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, so pretty much, Lucas got himself pole position and he struggled a little bit, it's fair to say. All of a sudden, he's just dropped way back. I mean, he's 2 laps down now. Has he just pitted again?
He just pitted, yeah. He's short pitting this final stint, I believe.
Yes, we'll see what he does there. He wasn't able to work back up to the likes of Doug the last time as well.
I think he's going to do 3 20-lap runs.
Jeez, yeah.
I don't think it's going to pay off, but it may help him in some spots. His car drops off right at about 15 to 20 laps. That's when he really drops off a lot. So
I think for him, really, he just needs to. If he can finish 4th ahead of Martin, then that'll be a fair race result. Because I just don't think he's got anything for the long run pace of the Apex cars out there right now.
Yeah, he just seems to run them off so quick.
Puff of smoke out there as well. Don't see any issues. But yeah, from Lucas obviously slipping back, it was Connery Maddock that was in 2nd place, of course, at the start of this race, and he's had good consistent pace all through the race, and was able to pick up the lead. And then his teammate Aaron come up behind him as well, and he's just able to hold onto those tyres way better than his teammate and just drive away. 13.8 seconds clear now at the front.
Yeah, Luigi Graffini, he been running that low line the whole race, and he had finally bit him. He came off turn 2 a few minutes ago and got really tight, hit the wall, and blew his engine.
Ah, that was the puff of smoke that we saw then.
Yeah.
That's going to be pretty much our only retirement. Hopefully he can get back out, even if it's at the end, just to do a couple of laps, just so we can say everybody's still running.
I don't know if he'll make it back out on this one. It's pretty bad.
We do have a little battle starting to form up, actually, and this is between Clyde Whiting and Matthew St. Germain. And Clyde just zips on through, moves himself back up to 6th place. Another one who's had an earlier pit stop. And he's still pretty close to Patrick Kopp ahead of him as well. So I think we'll stay with this one for a moment. We should see Clyde move himself back up into 5th place. We were talking off air, Cody, and obviously this isn't our place, but we like to debate these things on Apex about the series. Obviously, we've lost a few drivers, which was a bit disappointing, and we were thinking of what we could do just to try and bring some numbers back, and we mentioned some fixed. Wonder if a fixed series like this might gain more attraction or something like that. So just certainly make the racing a little bit more interesting. Everybody would be on the same set. Again, huge grid separation right now.
Yeah, you got setups mean so much, and especially with European stock car series, I would think that would want to be fixed anyway. You guys don't do quite as much oval as the Americans do, and you don't have setup voters like the Americans would, just based off of don't have the teams, Just only like 2 or 3 oval teams over there that I know of, and you really need 5 to 6 teams in just one league just to make it work. So I would love to see Hugo make it fixed. I think it would bring in people and make the racing a lot closer as well.
Yeah, I mean, definitely from the start of the season, it's great to see a European series in the stock cars, just few and far between. if I wasn't commentating on it, I might have even had a play on it. I think that's the way it is, because there's not many leagues like that. So yeah, I mean it's all for for the guys who can build the sets is awesome, and obviously it does coincide with the NIS, which also works and pays off. But yeah, talking to some of them in the interviews that we've had in recent weeks as well, they're saying that they're just running the fixed as well. So maybe, something food for thought for next season, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, who was that into the wall? I think that was Patrick Kopp, just into the wall. It wasn't too bad. It was just a brush. He's okay.
Yeah, he just got a little lazy on his front straightaway there and just didn't keep up with the track.
Yeah, Lucas moves himself past him, but of course on the fresher tyre again. Only running 0.3 of a second faster, but yeah, he's got his work cut out. He's 0.9 of a second behind Clyde White, and Clyde is running just 0.2 off of his pace as well. So you're right, it's going to be tough for Lucas to make this strategy work. I mean, he needs to get up to Martin. Martin's 9 odd seconds. Well, he's not. He's more than that. Nearly a lap ahead. So Yeah, I can't see it working. I think he's jumped in too early.
Yeah, he's made his bed, and his bed don't look too good.
Yeah, even with the pace that he had, I know it wasn't as quick as the guys directly around him, but I think he was still locked in on 4th place. So
yeah, if he just ran it out, nobody was going to beat him. He was going to finish 4th.
yeah, threw that curveball and didn't pay off at all. A quick look at our leader for a second. He's not had an awful lot of airtime tonight. Well, that's what happens when you get to the front of a race and just pull away in no man's land. Giving the wall a little bit more of a wide berth as well. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off there.
Sadly, we've only got 3 cars on the lead lap right now. I'd love to see more. That would be great, but I really thought there was going to be about 4 or 5 cars racing for the lead here this race, and it didn't pan out that way.
Yeah, we were talking about having Rob in there as well. I think Rob certainly would have been one that would have been on this lead lap. I'm joined by Mr. Dalton, the close of death.
Evening all.
Matt, how's it going?
Apologies for me rocking up a bit late.
That's alright, you guys are doing very, very well, although Aaron, just as, because we've decided to put the camera on him, just put it into the wall pretty firmly. Looks okay, but yeah, that was certainly a good chunk that he took there. Oh, and he's all out of shape coming into the pits. Is he going to get slowed down in time? He does! Big puff of smoke, but I think he's in.
Yeah, it certainly seems to be going quite well for him at the minute. I know Aaron was saying just now that he had a little bit of an incident earlier. Somebody got a little bit loose in front of him and he had to take avoiding action, and he's given him a little bit of damage that he's had to deal with, but
I think Connery might well have picked up speeding penalty this time. Cody, that was even faster in that time, I think. Matt, we were just talking, obviously, that we've lost a few people in the series, and next season maybe, or anything could be changed. Try and encourage a few more Europeans. Cody was saying maybe throwing some fixed sets in there, or some open sets that are open for everybody to use that are relatively competitive. Might
we
be
got a race.
Be a
We're
way
gonna
to
have
go.
a race for the lead here, guys. Aaron fixed his damage. He stayed and fixed his damage. Connery's right with him now.
Wow, that's just what we wanted to see. Have at it. Come on, Connery.
Yeah. The only difference in where they're at on the track right now is Aaron went straight onto the track. Connery waited to come off turn 2 to get onto the track.
Yeah, Christian, having a look on Martin as well.
Yeah, just mention on that point about leagues, and it's always difficult. It's especially on this side of the Atlantic, you know, to get people to turn up and run and things like that. The number of people on this side of the Atlantic who really have a good handle on setting the car up at the A car is difficult. Certainly within UK and I Club stuff, we tried running some fixed things, and that seemed to help. And the A car is also one that's, you always get a little bit lower participation in the A car just because it's so much more difficult to drive than some of the others. So I'm sure Hugo will have a plan in some way or another.
Yeah, let's hope so, because, you know, the first few races of the season very, very enjoyable. Unfortunately, we lost a couple of teams, didn't we, after that, and broke it apart. So
running a series is a thankless task. It's difficult to do. You're never going to keep everybody happy.
Indeed. All too well. Won far too many leagues in my time.
I expected Connery to be a little quicker here at the beginning of this run. He's been faster on fresh tires. And you add in Aaron's damage, I thought we might have a real battle going, but Aaron just pulled away.
Yeah, 1.8, pretty comfortable. It's a tenth or so every lap, isn't it, at the minute? So nothing you can do.
To be fair as well, though, Connery is one of those guys that is relatively new to NASCAR racing. He's one of our academy guys, so he's one of our development drivers, and he's picking up pace every week, and he's getting better and stronger. So he's actually doing pretty well to be running up here. And Aaron is, you know, I say this all the time, Aaron is one of the quickest guys I know in the A car anywhere, period. He's just extremely quick, and you know, he's one of the very few people who can get on pace with Rob Reed when Rob runs and stay at that kind of level every week as well. So to be running second where he is you know, it's no small achievement.
Yeah, if you'd been here at the first race, you've been really proud of him. He was the fastest car at the beginning of the race, and something changed, I don't know, but he's actually a little quicker than Aaron now. That right front damage will cause Aaron to use up that right front tire more than he probably wants to.
It's something the guys have been mentioning that I was sort of just in quickly before I jumped in here, and something I have heard them talking about is that the track has changed. There's a lot more understeer in the track at the minute, and it does feel a little slower to them. So I wonder if I think they're all running slightly different setups because they're fairly early in testing for Kansas. So it may be that Connery's just got a better car at this stage of the race, really.
Yeah, once again, a tenth of a second quicker. So
yeah,
this is what Cody was saying. Definitely in the early part of a stint, quicker. Aaron's long run place is very, very good, very strong, and that's what got him to the front in the end. But yeah, we touched on Connery at the start of the race. Obviously, mentioned that he hasn't even been in the service for all that long, has he? So he's picked it up like a duck from water, isn't it? So
he may get his first win here, boys. He's knocking him down right now.
2 tenths again. A lot of traffic that Aaron's caught in right now as well. That's not helping him at all. Oh.
Yeah, that's not helping him at all, and he was already faster. Connery was already faster than Aaron, and lap track was just helping Aaron all that much more. And they're going to get out of Aaron's way. They're not going to get out of. I mean, they're going to get out of Connery's way. They're not going to get out of Aaron's way like they would Connery. You can see Connery's coming into frame now. He's right there.
Yeah, 4 tenths, half a second actually it is. So get this move done on this back marker.
This is a tricky little track to set the car up for as well, because it's a lot of the 1.5 milers are very similar in the way they drive and in a similar things that you look for in the setup. So, that'll keep you awake. But this place is so flat and so smooth that it actually causes problems, because you have to run different rebound, you can run different springs, and you need to get the car settled a lot better.
Yeah, I'm right with him now as well. 0.3 of a second. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm glad we stuck with this because at the end of the race, it's on. And I tell you what, Martin and Clyde are having a good battle as well. Martin around the outside of Clyde right now. That moves him up into 4th place, our championship leader. Yeah, once again having a very, very strong finish to his race. Just 16, 17 laps to go. So yeah. We spoke Cody about Lucas's curveball tactic. It's bit him hard. I mean, he's coming back strong, but he's almost a lap behind Christian right now. So 2 seconds. Yeah, 2 seconds a lap quicker actually was than Christian that time by, because I think he's just pitted again. So yeah. He's going to be, he might catch up there, and of course Christian's not too far back behind Clyde, but there's no way he's getting to Martin. He might get a 5th at very, very best. Oh, Connery just has a big old slide coming out of 4 there, so that's not what you want. Saves it well. You can tell he's pushing in there now. Like you say, you can see that victory. Sees the chance.
He's just playing with the seams going through the corners a little too much. If you don't get this, I mean, again, this place, like I said, it looks really smooth and it looks really easy to drive, but you've actually got quite a narrow lane up there on the top, and it's really, really easy just to pitch the car, a wheel width the wrong side, and you get on the wrong side of one of those seams, and it can cause you to loosen right up.
And it's in the wall.
Killed all of his momentum as well. You can just see the time, just a gap there. It's 1.5 seconds, so all that speed, all that effort to get nice and close, just all come undone. And to be honest, at this stage in the stint, this is where Aaron started to slowly come back at him as well. So I think any opportunity he had is probably just gone right there.
We'll look at the lap count. There's only 10 laps to go. A little over 10 laps to go.
Bit more traffic ahead of Aaron though. You never know. That might just hold him up a little bit more. Really cost him earlier on, big time. So could be the same.
I think that's just classic inexperience, isn't it? And you see the traffic. The more experienced guys will look up ahead, saw the traffic up ahead, and just waited and bided their time a little bit. Whereas the less experienced guy just is more aggressive, wasn't he, and just wanted to go for it instantly.
Yeah, Aaron through on that traffic as well. No issues this time by. Pedro Rodriguez, we haven't spoke about him too much, had those issues right at the start of the race, was way off pace. But still stuck with it. 9th place right now, lapping sort of 31s. So I have to say he is 4 laps down, so really suffered, but picked it up from where he was at the start anyway. It'll be I don't want to tempt the fate, so I won't say anything actually. Having a little look elsewhere, there's just nothing else going on really. All the gaps that we were keeping an eye on really have spread apart even further now. Seems like it's going to be a case of ride on into the end.
Yeah, Connery's done burned his tires up. He tried really hard there to catch her and used up his stuff a little too much.
That's just the way it is with this car at the minute. If you push a little bit for a couple of laps in the middle of a run, it really bites you. When it's I don't know. I like the drop off. I like the strategy that it puts into races. I can't help thinking at the minute it's a bit over egged.
I think I'd rather have it over exaggerated right now than have it the way it was last season, though.
It's a really fine balance, isn't it? You don't want it to be nothing, but at the same time, when there is almost no fall off, at least you can push and you can really race each other. At the minute, I don't know, the guys just seem to be, the undercut is king massively. And we know, and you hear stories of people running half tank of fuel in races because there's no point putting any more than that in. We know that up until the patch a couple of weeks ago, there was ways apparently of starting the race on lighter fuel. It's I don't know. I would like to see it go back to about half as much drop off as there is at the minute.
Yeah.
Well, one thing we know is that they're always working on tweaking it and developing it, and you can almost guarantee that the stock car will be one of the earlier ones to get the V7. Usually development's done on that, isn't it, first? I think on the road side it's like the GT3s that will probably get the V7 first.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know.
On the oval side, I think trucks tend to get it first a lot of times.
Yeah, the oval side has not been. It's a big part of iRacing. It was the biggest sort of side of it for a long time, but I don't know. I think the road at the minute has grown and grown and grown to the point where I think that is where the majority of the development is at the minute. There's obviously, and the thing is, obviously, there's so much consistency in the rules at NASCAR at the minute. It's difficult to keep changing things because the rules package is. We've gone to the low downforce this year, but that'll be consistent for the entire year. There's some graphical updates coming to the cars. There's the digital dashes coming. I'm pretty sure there'll be tweaks to the dynamic track model and tweaks to the tire model all the time. There always are.
Yeah. And speaking of updates coming, Dirt confirmed, as we thought we wasn't sure if it was true or not.
Oh yeah, that was a good point.
Yeah,
and,
that was the last time we was here.
We did say it was a double bluff, didn't I? And off the air, what did I say?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
I said exactly that. I said it's a complete double bluff, and that I'd had a source that had told me that it was going to be released. So yeah, bring it on.
2 to go here. Aaron's coach got popped up now. We'll see if he tries a lap Martin or if he lets Martin do the lap.
I don't know about you guys, but I think he's going to lap him easy now. I think.
That's not what you want to see with 2 to go. Is a lap car ahead of you hitting the wall. Martin's just going to let him go now.
Yeah, Martin doesn't need to do anything. I think at the start of this race, he would have. Look at how shape Raul
tank slapper.
He would have, bit your hand off to have had a 4th place. I think so. The car didn't look all that great and struggled a little bit early on, and but it's done what it needed to do.
There's some good things going on at the minute on the oval side. I mean, there's it's always been a bit tricky. The car's always been a bit tough to set up, and people have always been a little. Let's just say.
Here he comes. Aaron's come across the line, takes victory here. Round number 5, the European Stock Car Championship of Kansas. Dominant fashion. 2nd place is apprentice, if you would have, in the Apex Academy car. Connery Maddock drove a great race as well himself.
Yeah,
He'll be
good job.
kicking himself for hitting that wall, I think, at the end there. Had great opportunity. And Doug Pickering coming across in third place as well to round out the Apex 1, 2, 3. Can't say I haven't got a big smile on my face for that.
No, it's a good solid result. It's good to see the team going well. We've had a pretty good week in the NIS series and things as well this week and last week, so good to see it continue. I actually didn't know what lap we were on. I didn't realise it was the last lap, so I do apologise for that.
That's alright. Watch Aaron having a little bit of a celebration donut out there. About him, but I'd prefer just to get out of the car and have one thrown at me or something like that so I can munch it.
Yeah, he wants to do a little bit of burnouts on the Hollywood Casino 400 logo on the front straightaway.
Right, Matt, would you mind just taking us through the final results, please?
Yep, so first place Aaron Maspero, second place Connery Maddock, third place Doug Pickering, fourth place is Mr. Consistency Martin Capel, fifth to Clyde Whiting, good to see Clyde getting up there, sixth Lucas Strindenek, seventh Christina Berg, eighth Matthew Saint Germain, ninth Pedro Rodriguez, 10th Patrick Copran at the top 10, Ian Kench 11th, Fausto Bessa Gomez 12th, Luigi Graffini, Steve Barsby, Luis Rodriguez, and I don't think Hugo actually raced, so that's the end results.
Awesome, thanks very much, gentlemen. I think, it was a tough race for us to call. I know, certainly, I think you come in at the best time, Matt. If I'm honest. There was a big lull in the middle of that race. Very, very tough for me and Cody there. So, but
sorry about that.
no, it's quite all right. It's quite all right. Glad you jumped in. But I think just we were talking about just the field size sort of really helped once everybody just started to separate apart and it just become a big green flag run to the end, and strategies panned out, but at the end it was still close. We still had a good little race on, so that's all that counts. I would just give it a couple of minutes just to see if anyone's gonna jump up for an interview. If not, we'll call it a night. We are back, of course, in 2 weeks' time. Where are we at? Oh, it's Dover next. I'll go to you first, Cody. Dover, quite a contrasting track, to say the least. How do you think that one's going to pan out?
That track, if there was a devil in a racetrack, it would be Dover. That track is mean. It will chew you up and spit you out and never think twice about it.
Well, I'll look forward to seeing how that one goes. I don't think I've run anything there apart from the old Dallara IndyCar. I think I did a few runs there in that, and that was tough. Okay, got a couple of people jumped up. Doug Pickering, Corey as well, and Aaron's down there in the wrong channel. We'll just drag him up because I think that's where he's meant to be. Aaron, welcome! Congratulations!
Thanks, Alex. Yeah, thanks. It went well.
You obviously dropped to the back at the start. What was that about first?
I had frame rate issues in practice. I'm not sure what was going on, but I was getting. Normally, I run at about 150, and it was dropping down to the mid 40s at times. So I didn't want to be a menace to anyone else. So I was just making sure it was all right in the race, but it was. I didn't have any issues. It was odd.
Oh, okay, fine. No, sensible then. And you just slowly worked your way up. There was a couple of quick cautions earlier on, and you took full advantage of those and moved up on the restarts and got to the front. You had a good little battle with Connery for a while, but in the end, the long run pace just too strong for everybody else.
Yeah, I don't think we really pushed the car all the way through the race. To be honest, I know I tapped the wall a couple of times, but that was an error between the seat and the steering wheel rather than the car itself. And we just kept running, to be honest.
And you obviously took the repairs at the end there. I think we surmised, and that's why it was a little bit closer.
Yeah, the lap before the pit stop, I was too busy playing with changes, and I hit the wall quite hard. So I took the repairs in case we had a late caution. I didn't want the car to be down on power.
Yeah, it makes sense. We were just talking to Cody a minute ago about Dover, obviously up next. Tough track. How'd you like it first?
Love it, brilliant.
Oh, okay,
It's
good.
almost a short track with longer straights, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Well, in that case, then. So, what's the expectations there? I mean, this is 2 in a row now. Can we make it 3?
I hope so. We had a bit of a development set up in the front end of the car tonight, which seems to be working well. So we found a bit more speed. And we'll keep moving forward.
Good. Well, congratulations, King. Go and enjoy the victory, and we'll go talk to your teammates.
Cheers, Alex.
Up next, we've got Connery Maddock. Good evening, sir. Welcome. Congratulations on P2. Oh, we thought you were gonna have a run on him at the end there. It looked like perhaps Aaron had a tiny little bit of damage, and you got so close to the traffic, and then you just tagged the wall yourself.
Yeah, Aaron got a bit unlucky with the traffic not being not moving out of the way at the end. I thought I had a chance when I caught back up to it in half second, but his long run pace is just insane. I can't keep up. But my short run pace was fine. It's just he was much better on tyres.
Yeah, I mean, all through the race we could sort of see up until about sort of lap 10, 12, that's where you seemed a little bit stronger as well. And we thought actually when you come out of the pits, so close behind that, you might have had a run really quickly. And if you could build up a tiny little lead, then it might have been interesting towards the end. So, but alas, it didn't turn out that way. But you must still be happy with P2.
Yeah, it's only my second race in this series, and I'm really happy with that.
We were talking to Matt, and I alluded to it at the start. You haven't been on the service for too long, or in the car. So yeah, it's all a new challenge for you right now.
Yeah, I'm loving this A car. I've only recently, in the past few months, started running it for seriously in the NAS. So it's definitely been a learning experience, but I think I'm getting to grips with it.
And Dover is up next week as well. It looks like Aaron wants 3 for 3. Can you do anything about that?
We can try. I can't guarantee anything, but I would like Dover, but it's quite a narrow track and there's not much room for error.
Yeah, I think from my run-ins there as well is that's what's bit me hard. Is like you say, the tiniest little mistake is punished big time as well. So, right, congratulations, Connery. We'll look forward to seeing if you can do anything about that in a couple of weeks' time. And go and enjoy the 1, 2, 3 with your teammates.
Okay, thank you, Alex.
Last but not least, in the interview channel, we've got Doug Pickering. Doug, congrats on podium.
Finally made it there.
Yeah, you. I'll be honest, mate. The pace looked okay, but it definitely looked like you were struggling more than your teammates on the long run. Really seemed to drop off, and I thought you were going to have a good little battle with Lucas, but all of a sudden he decided to change up his strategy. So that sort of freed you just to do your own thing.
Yeah, I mean, I made the car to do 40, 43 laps, stints, go 10 laps longer than these guys were going, but as soon as I worked out I didn't need to, I just dropped into the same strategy as them. I had the car running well in last night's practice session, but tonight's weather sort of threw it a little bit, but got it balanced again, but not quite as quick.
And obviously you had a little moment earlier on with obviously one of the couple of cautions, just trying to nestle down into that low line, just got yourself turned. What was your viewpoint on that?
Racing incident. I've gone down and Christian's gone down as well. He's going for that white line. I don't know whether he was knowing that the white line was quick around there for the first time round, but he's just got to be quarter panel. No harm done. Racing incident.
Yeah, I take it. I mean, you just tagged the wall a tiny little bit. I take it you're okay. No major damage.
No, just a little bit of rear quarter, and that's nothing that slowed me down. When I went into pit, there was nothing, no optionals, so all good.
Oh, good. Awesome. Well, Dover is Dover's up next. I obviously love it when you guys finish 1, 2, 3. Can we do it again?
Dover's a big crapshoot. It's a little bit like Bristol. It's I like the place, but you've got to be up front and controlling stuff. We'll see how it goes.
Still going to be back.
Space.
We're going to be back qualifying then as well. That might obviously a lot shorter track. I mean, we missed Bristol. I mean, how was the 30-minute open qualifying session at Bristol, and how do you think it's going to be at Dover?
Bristol wasn't too bad. I mean, it's a little bit quiet. The numbers are down a little bit, but that gives you the more room to race, and it makes it nice green flag racing. Maybe not the most exciting racing for viewers, but we want, as drivers, we always want that green flag racing. It's it's what we enjoy.
Awesome. Congrats on the podium again, Doug. Go and enjoy, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, thanks very much, Alex. I'd just like to thank Elite Driver Services, Leo Bobner Sim Steering, Simputers PC Systems, JCL Sim Racing, and yourselves, Alex, Matt, and Cody, for commentating and putting this on the air. Thanks very much.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Right, chaps, let's wrap this up then. Closing thoughts, Cody?
I think we saw a way better ending than I thought we were going to, especially the right there around 10 to go. It was getting pretty good. I thought it was going to be a little bit of a snoozer there halfway through, but it shaped up quite nice at the end.
Yeah, I'll go along with that as well. And Matt, you obviously didn't. You missed most of it. You had it easy, I tell you. Coming in for the fun bit at the end. But your closing thoughts on what you saw, and obviously your teammates doing so well out there.
Well, like I said, I mean, the guys are doing really well. There's a lot of hard work going in behind the scenes with us at the minute, and we're doing a lot of development work, a lot of testing, a lot of running. So it's good to see the results starting to come our way as well.
Awesome. Right, thanks guys. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll be back in a couple of weeks' time. Obviously tomorrow we've got the Grand Prix series. That won't be on until 2 o'clock GMT, because obviously the clash with the real Formula 1. And then we've got the Kia Club series as well on the Sunday night. So yeah, stay tuned for those. Keep an eye out on those. Both of them are on iRacing Live, so head on over to there. And once again, just to thank Hugo for putting on the series. And of course for grabbing us to do the comms. We will see you in 2 weeks' time at Dover.